Jonathan, Roumie, and the Chosen cast were in the Vatican to meet the new Pope and for the premiere of Season 5, Episode 4. And honestly, when I saw this, I couldn't believe my eyes. Considering how sincere and faith-filled The Chosen is, I can really feel how special that moment must have been for the team, especially for Jonathan. And I'm very excited to share how it all happened. Let's take a look. First, before the meeting, the actors had been filming Jesus' crucifixion scenes for Season 6 in Italy for 3 weeks. Fun fact, Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ was also filmed in the exact same place. After finishing those intense shoots, Jonathan, Roumie, and Dallas Jenkins were at the Vatican for the special premiere of Season 5, Episode 4, alongside Elizabeth Tabish, who plays Mary Magdalene, George Zantis, who is John the Apostle in the series, and Vanessa Benavente, who portrays Mother Mary. Before the screening, the team held a press conference at the Vatican press office. They talked about the emotional connection they developed with their characters over 5 seasons. During the event, information was shared about 2 upcoming feature films about Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, something I mentioned to you in my previous videos. Then the official Vatican premiere took place in the historic hall of the Vatican Film Library. Watching The Chosen in such a holy place with the cast must have been amazing. I mean, if you were part of such an experience, how do you think you would feel? I'll tell you about how Jonathan's first meeting with the new pope went, but you probably know that this isn't the first time Jonathan has met a pope. He actually met Pope Francis before. Let's look at what happened when Jonathan and Dallas met Pope Francis. Jonathan introduced himself to Pope Francis and told him that he plays Jesus in The Chosen. Pope Francis kindly sent his best wishes to Jonathan with these words. Then Dallas Jenkins arrived and the mood lightened noticeably. The Pope jokingly said, "This is Jesus, you are Judas," which made me laugh out loud. Dallas smiled and replied, "I am Protestant, but I'm making a show for everyone who loves Jesus." Now, about the team's meeting with the new Pope, on June 25th, after the general audience at St. Peter's Square, the cast met Pope Leo XIV. The video shows Jonathan personally greeting the Pope and shaking his hand, that moment when dreams come true. Jonathan also gave a gift to the Pope on behalf of the team. In an interview after his meeting with the Pope, Jonathan said that they had given him the Chosen DVDs. It turns out the new Pope hasn't seen The Chosen, but his brother did and is a huge fan. Overall, it seems they had a perfect day. Let's hear how the team felt during their Vatican trip. Dallas, as an evangelical Protestant, said being at the Vatican was a tremendous honor. He mainly talked about their experience in Italy filming scenes for The Chosen Season 6 and said that the crucifixion scenes were the most challenging and difficult we had in filming, showing they truly captured its essence. I'm sure watching it will be very difficult too, you know how I feel about this. Now let's take a look at what Jonathan Roumie shared. He said that portraying such a charismatic figure as Christ has deeply strengthened his faith. For him, working on the show has felt like a true act of divine grace. And as always, he expressed his profound love and admiration for Jesus, describing him as the one constant presence throughout all of history. Reflecting on the emotional weight of the role, he shared that the responsibility he felt while filming certain scenes was enormous, but it was his faith that gave him the strength and focus to carry through. He added that meeting the Pope was an immeasurable honor, making the experience even more meaningful. Well, while we're talking about it, there's no way we can skip the most important part of the visit. One of the most touching moments was what Jonathan shared about how he felt after the election of Pope Leo XIV. He said,
"When he was elected, I wept because I never thought I'd see an American Pope in my lifetime."
And he added, "To get to communicate to him in our native language this week is just something I never thought I would see in my life." And finally, in his Instagram post about the meeting, he said this about the Pope: "I'm still joyfully dazed and beyond humbled to have gotten to meet His Holiness Pope Leo XIV so early into his papacy along with my castmates. Thank you, Pope Leo, for taking the time to meet and share with us and for your kindness, charity, and serene countenance." He also expressed deep gratitude for the Pope's personal words of appreciation, saying they gave him strength and would stay with him forever. It was clear how much the moment meant to him, and of course, he gave a heartfelt shout out to the global Chosen fans, saying none of this would have been possible without their support. What do you think about Jonathan's statements? Let me know in the comments. That was Jonathan and the Chosen team's visit to Pope Leo and the Vatican. If you want to learn more about The Chosen Season 6, check this one next.